For finishing, the Minwax Wipe-On Polyurethane I found to be a very good product, and that's what I'm going to use for the vast majority of this project. The first coat of the tabletop, I'm going to use just regular polyurethane. I'm going to wipe it on. I'm going to use this nice soft rag there, put a glove on. The reason I'm using regular polyurethane for the first coat on the tabletop is because this aspen wood and the way they made this tabletop, it soaks up a lot of polyurethane. And the other table I did, I used just the Wipe-On polyurethane, and it came out really good, but it took a lot of coats and it just kept soaking in. So I'm going to speed that up a little bit using this regular polyurethane. So the Wipe-On poly, I'm going to put on the same way as I did the tabletop with the regular polyurethane, which is thicker. This stuff is very thin. It requires many coats, and they're nice and thin. This is probably going to take 3, 4, 5 coats, sanding in between. But you just rub it on, and I like to do all the sides, even though you're not going to see all of these. But I'll just go through one by one and rub this on. First coat, you don't have to be too careful. It really, it's impressive how much it just soaks in. Coat number 1 for the rails. So I'm going to sand the table using a combination of my block and the handheld used up sandpaper. Both of these are pretty worn out, but I'm just going to lightly sand and do the edges. It's the same with the legs. The rail pieces. Just nice light sand in between coats to prepare the surface for the next application. All the pieces are made and finished, and I laid them out pretty much in the same configuration they were when it was just lumber. So here are all the finished pieces. So I'll put these together now. Because I want it to be perpendicular and square, and the legs perfectly vertical, as close as I can get to perfect as I can, there's 2 things I want to point out here. One, I'm using this pool table because it's the flattest surface I have, and it's extremely flat. It's flatter than the tabletop that this is going to go on. So I'm using it to keep everything flat and on the same plane. The other thing I want to point out is I'm using these wood clamps not quite in the same way that I was using them before. I'm just lightly keeping these pieces together because as I screw these rails to the legs, I don't want anything to move. And I also set up these clamps because I want the offset between the leg and the rail to be the same all the way around. I like to do the final tightening by hand so you can feel the screw tightening. And that's the last one. The table is done. I can't wait to see it being used. I found these chairs online, bought them off of Amazon, and they're perfect for this size table. The seat height is 11 inches, which works out really well for this table height. But anyway, they seem to be really good, well built, well engineered, and easy to put together. Well, there they are, both of them side by side.